Good evening, everyone. This is Robert. RJL Network presents another exciting edition of Inside Pitch. The 1988 Pennant race is on the air. Today's date is September 21st, 1988. We are at Riverfront Stadium, a ginormous game between the San Francisco Giants and the Cincinnati Reds. Let's take a look at the standings. At this moment in the American League East, the Boston Red Sox are red hot, scorching hot, and they now have a 3.5 game lead on the Yankees to win that division. The Detroit Tigers are a half game back of the Yankees for second. Toronto is a game and a half behind Detroit for third. Milwaukee's still alive, only 2 games back of Detroit. In the American League West, I was wrong about last night. The Oakland Athletics have clinched the American League West. They are the AL West champions for 1988. And so they will have the number 1 or number 2 seed, depending upon who wins the American League East. The Minnesota Twins are in second, a game ahead of Kansas City for third. The California Angels right now are 3.5 back of the Royals for third place. They are faltering. They are also under 500. Could be very difficult for California to get back into this race at the moment. In the National League East, the Pittsburgh Pirates have not won the division, but they have clinched a playoff berth. And they have a 6.5 game lead on the New York Mets, who have now just taken over second place from the Expos. The Expos are 1 game back of the Mets. Second place is huge. It avoids the wild card series. The St. Louis Cardinals are 4.5 back of the Expos. They have been fading a little bit in the National League East. They are now, and so now with only about a little bit over a week left, the Cardinals find themselves on the outside looking in as they have gone on a major losing streak. In the National League West, the San Francisco Giants have a 3 game lead on the Astros. The Cincinnati Reds are in third place, but they are 2 games under 500. 2 games under 500. The Reds must get above 500 and win third in order to get in there. The San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers are both a game and a half behind third, but they are both 5 games under 500. They can lose no more than 3 or they will be eliminated. It is very possible we may only have 5 playoff teams from the National League. That is the status of the pennant race on today's date. John Haverly, Frank Wainscott, Doug Hunt, and Frank Rosenk join us here at Riverfront Stadium. The Reds historically won this game 5-1. They had 9 hits. The Giants had 5 hits, no errors either way. This is a huge game for the Reds. And of course, the Giants, they still have a 3 game lead on the Astros in that division. But San Francisco just needs to keep on winning. Cincinnati needs to get above 500 in order for them to make the postseason. And if you are 500 or lower, you do not get in. So this is a very important game today at Riverfront Stadium, and I knew Brian B. would be in there, as I will be asking him to make some changes and calls during the game. Remember, Brian B., no changes of position players until 7th inning. We got a huge game today. Let's get started. Starting pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds tonight is Tom Browning. 18 wins, 5 losses, a 3.41 ERA. He gets the call on the mound for the Reds. A huge game here. Cincinnati, however, is 1-4 on the board. So really, the Reds are going to have to win the third place and get above 500 outright in order to make the postseason. But will they do it? Jeremy Brooks now joins us here at the stadium by the front of the river. We are set and ready to go. This is a big game in the National League West. Let's see what happens. Let's go to the top of the first. Start leading off for the Giants will be center fielder Brett Butler. 287 average, 6 homers, 43 RBIs. Nothing wrong with those stats for 88. We're going to use red, white, and red dice. Reds are the home team. The fans here at Riverfront are loud. They are strong. Brian B. is set and ready to see what his Reds can do. Let's get to baseball. Browning, 6-6. That's a range play. Brown, Butler, 2-1. That's a fly ball hit to center field, and that is hit to Herm Winningham. Winningham's range is a 4. That is a 1. He'll make the catch, and that is the first out. Fly out to center by Winningham, and he gets the play. Next batter will be the second baseman, Robbie Thompson. Always felt he was a solid player. 264 average, 7 homers, 48 RBIs, and 88. Texag, 75, and Brian Patterson now join us here at Riverfront Stadium. Browning with the pitch. 2-1, strikeout 12. He got him. Called strike 3 on Thompson. Riverfront Stadium only adds one to strikeouts. First strikeout for Browning. He had 124 of them in 88. And now we'll see the first baseman, Will the Thrill Clark. 282 average, 29 homers, 109 RBIs. Hall the Very Good? Absolutely. And if you wanted to put him in the Hall of Fame, I'd probably put it on credit card. Browning will go ahead and make the pitch. Browning, 2-4. Home run result against the lefty. Clark needs a 14, and that is an 11, and the Giants are going to get on the board first. Kaboom! That ball is high, that ball is deep, and that ball goes over the left field wall. That is gone. Home run, Will Clark. So Will Clark, a 2-4 is a straight home run result, and Clark needed a 14 against the lefty. He gets it, and the Giants get a quick 1-0 jump. So Clark goes ahead and hits that one out. And now we will see Kevin Mitchell. He is in left field for tonight's game. 251 average, 19 homers, 80 RBIs. Let's see if Browning can go ahead and see if he can shake off the homer. Browning, 1-3. Pitcher result, 19 is high. Mitchell, 5-5. That's hit to center field. That is a 17, and against the lefty, it'll be a fly ball to center field. And it will be Winningham getting to that. And he will make the catch and retire the side. 1 run on a solo bomb by Will Clark. And we go to the bottom of the first. As Steeler fan now joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants tonight, Rick Reuschel. 19 wins, 11 losses, a 3.12 ERA. That is an excellent year. I have no problem with those stats. Reuschel had a very good season in 88. Now we'll see if the Reds can go ahead and get it done. Bottom of the first, leading off is the shortstop, Barry Larkin, Hall of Famer. You bet. 296 average, 12 homers, 56 RBIs. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. Reuschel, 4-2, possible error. Larkin, 5-5, and that's not going to be an error. It's hit to short. It's picked up by Uribe. Larkin, base runner 4. The throw to first, not in time. Larkin will get to first on an infield single. He will hold at first base on an infield hit. And now coming up will be the third baseman, Lenny Harris. 372 average, no homers, and 8 RBIs. Lenny Harris was a September call-up for Cincinnati. He is at third for this game. Sabo had the day off. Infield at double play depth. Larkin, 40 stolen bases. That is a 12. He does not get the steal sign. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch to Harris. Reuschel, 6-3, strikeout 15. That is high. Let Harris, 6-1, and that's a ground ball to second base. 0-0-1. Shortstop, Uribe, 0 pivot. The only way to turn a double play is on a 1. And they won't get it. Larkin will be thrown out at second, and Harris will take over at first. Fielder's choice. One down. And the next batter will be Ken Griffey. He is at first base today. Ken Griffey started with the Atlanta Braves early in '88. He is now on the Reds. 255 average, 4 homers, 23 RBIs. Strategy roll, and that is an 8. Harris stays where he is. Reuschel will go ahead and make the pitch. Reuschel, 5-3 against the lefty. Blank. Griffey, a 3-1, and that's a ground ball hit to first. 1-1-1. And once again, shortstop pivot, Uribe, a 0. Again, the only way they turn a double play is on a 1. They will not get it. Harris thrown out at second base, and Griffey will now take over at first on another fielder's choice. 2 down now. And that will bring up the right fielder, Paul O'Neill. 252 average, 16 homers, 73 RBIs. Strategy roll, nothing on the 11. Griffey will stay at first. Reuschel will make the pitch. Reuschel, 6-3, strikeout 14, that's high. O'Neill, 5-1, and that's a ground ball hit to second base. Thompson will handle that, throw to first, and that ends the inning. No runs and a hit for the Reds. It's 1-0 in favor of the Giants. Reds need wins. They are 2 games under 500. They are in third, but they need to get above 500 in order to make the postseason. That is my rule, and I believe that actually makes sense. You got to have a winning season in order to be playing for the championship. We go to the top of the second. Leading off for the Giants will be the right fielder, Candy Maldonado. What a great baseball name. 255 average, 12 homers, 68 RBIs in '88. Browning with the pitch. Browning, 3-3, strikeout 15. That is high. Maldonado, 6-5, and that's a base hit past second base. And Maldonado will go ahead and be the leadoff base runner. Here comes the catcher, Bob Melvin. 234 average, 8 homers, 27 RBIs. Infield is at double play depth. Maldonado at 6 stolen bases. He's not going anywhere on the 10. Browning will go ahead and make the pitch. Browning, 2-4. Home run result against the lefty. Melvin needs a 16, and he misses it with an 18. Melvin, 5-4, and it's a liner hit right back to Browning. Does he catch Maldonado off the bag? A 1-4, he does, and yes, he does. 2 outs. That is an L1-3 double play. As Browning pitched Melvin a meatball, Melvin slaps it right at Browning instead, and he lines out right to him, throws to first to get the out. 2 down. What a play that was. From a home run to a line-out double play. Here comes Chris Spire, and he is at third base today. 216 average, 3 homers, 18 RBIs. 2 outs, and was only 2 away from being 3-0 Giants. Browning, 1-1 against the righty at the blank. Spire, 3-6. That's a base hit to center field. So Spire will go ahead and keep the inning alive with a hit. And now the batter is the shortstop, Jose Uribe. 252 average, 3 homers, 35 RBIs. Spire, he is at first, and he'll stay at first. Browning will go ahead and make the pitch. Browning, 4-5, strikeout 20, no. Uribe, 1-4, and that's a fly ball hit to left. And Van Snyder's going to go ahead and get that. And that will be the end of the inning. No runs, 2 hits for the Giants. Probably should be a 3-0 game, but For some reason, Melvin got a fat pitch and he couldn't do anything with it, and lines out to Browning for a double play. We'll go to the bottom of inning number 2. Leading off for the Reds will be the left fielder, Van Snyder. I don't know much about him, although Brian B. already knows about him, though. A 214 average, a homer, 6 RBIs. Not a great hitter, but very good range in the outfield. The Reds' outfield today is actually pretty good. You got O'Neill with a rating of 5. You got a 5.44 of range in the outfield. That's pretty good. Reuschel with the pitch. Reuschel, 2-4. That's a pitcher result. And that 2 is going to be a base hit for Snyder. That's a 1-8 is a single past the pitcher, and Snyder will go ahead and get a hit. So Snyder gets the leadoff hit for the Reds. And Snyder on it first as he comes through, and Brian B. didn't think he could. And now we will see center fielder Herm Winningham, 232 average, no homers, 21 RBIs. Infield is at double play. Snyder didn't have any stolen bases, and he'll stay put. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. Reuschel, 5-3 against the lefty blank. Winningham, 5-5. That's hit to right field. That is a 1, and that's going to be a base hit for Winningham. Snyder, it's hit to right, base runner 2. Hit to right field, -2 is a 0. Snyder will hold at second base. As the right fielder, Maldonado, he'll go ahead and he'll throw that. I'm sorry, right. Did I say right field or left field? That's the right field. Okay, my bad. That's a +3. My bad. That's bad. That's a +3. That's a big difference. A 1-5. Snyder will take third. He does. My bad. It's hit to right. So Winningham comes there with a base hit to right. And now the Reds are in business. And that will bring up the catcher, Jeff Reed, 226 average, a homer, 16 RBIs. So already runners at first and third here in the bottom of the second. Infield is going to play. The Giants have a 3-game lead on the Astros. They can be a little conservative. They're going to play double play and try to turn 2. Strategy roll. And that's a 12, nothing happening. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. Reuschel, 6-3, strikeout 16, that is high. Reed, 1-5, and it's a fly ball to left field. Mitchell's going to get there for out number 1. Reed, sacrifice fly of 1. Nope. Snyder, base runner 2. Mitchell, 0, a 1 or 2. Snyder will score, and he does. Van Snyder puts on the Jets, and he will score. We're tied at 1. So that is a sacrifice fly to left. And now we got a 1-1 tie. As Brian B., who said the Snyder bum, was traded to the Yankees, and right now that Snyder bum just scored the tying run. Here comes the second baseman, Ron Oster, another great baseball name. 280 average, 10 RBIs for the Reds in 88. Runner at first, we're now tied at 1. Winningham at 12 stolen bases, and he was going to stay there. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. Reuschel, 4-1, that is a blank. Oster, 5-3, and that's a base hit past short. That's a single. Winningham will hold at second base automatically. His base runner 3 is not fast enough to get to third. And the Reds are in business right now. Now runners at first and second. And here comes the pitcher, Tom Browning, a 145 average and 4 RBIs. He will swing away, I think, here with runners at first and second. Strategy roll, that is a 4. Nope, that's what's going to happen. So Browning will swing away here with 1 out, bottom of the second, tied at 1. Reuschel, 3-4, that's a blank. Browning, 3-4, and that's a line drive to short. That's out number 2. And it's out number 2. Is anybody picked off first and second? No, both runners get back. 2 outs. So Browning lines out to the shortstop, but he doesn't. But no double play is made. as both runners get back, and that gives a chance for Larkin. Larkin got a base hit his first time up. A little late there, Brian B. And the bunt side did not, and the bunt, with runners at first and second, I just don't know why you do that. But then again, and his bunt rating, what was his bunt rating? Bunt rating was a 3. I don't know. My Basement Media Productions joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Dr. Nick. Winningham on it second, Oster on it first. I think I already rolled the strat, right? No strat. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch to Larkin. Tied at 1, bottom of the second. Reuschel, 4-3, hit by pitch, 4, he hit him, plunk, ouch. Reuschel hits Larkin, and now the bases are juiced. Bases full of Reds. First hit batter of the game. And that brings up a chance for Lenny Harris. Not a fan of as-played lineups when you do your replays. I understand that, Frank. I get that. A lot of people don't like it usually when I do as-played in a game that actually did. But of course, at that time, the game didn't mean anything when that was played. But here you get a chance to see some players, and who knows, you may have a hero. And Lenny Harris has a very good chance of being one. He had a 372 average for 88. Now 2 outs, the bases are loaded. They talk to Reuschel. Reds here trying to get some runs here. Jeremy Brooks here says he's been watching the old demo games. Bases loaded. Reuschel will set up. Strat. Nothing on the 1. Winningham. Well, actually, Winningham actually gets the steal home sign, but Harris says stay there. Reuschel with the pitch. Reuschel, 2-3. Wild pitch 10. No. Oh, he just missed a wild one. Ball 1. Reuschel will try again. 4-2, possible error. Harris, 2-6, and that is a base hit to center field. Harris will put the Reds ahead. It's hit to center field. Butler, an error rating of 2. That's a 17. He won't make an error. Winningham will come in to score. Oster, base runner 3 with 2 outs. Hit to center, +3 is a 6. He will come in to score. Larkin, base runner 4. Base runner 4 becomes a 5 +0. A 1 to 5, he'll take third. And he does. Larkin to third. Harris to first. 2-run score. Reds lead 3-1. Stadium cheers. Yay! Two RBI single by Lenny Harris. And now the Reds have a 3-1 lead. And here's Griffey. Griffey is 0 for 1. 2 outs. Larkin on it third. Harris on it first. As now Steeler fan rooting for the Reds. I can't believe. Steeler fan is rooting for Brian B's Reds? I better go outside and check to see if the sky is falling. Strategy roll. And that is an 8. Nothing happening. Lenny Harris stays on it first. Reuschel with the pitch. Reuschel, 4-2. Possible error. Griffey, 3-1. That's a ground ball hit to first. That ball is hit to Clark. His error rating is a 5. That's a 7. He won't make an error. Reuschel will come over. Clark will deal it to him and retire the side. 3 runs on 4 hits and a hit batter and a sacrifice fly. 3-1 Reds now after 2 in this huge National League West matchup. And not just important for the Reds to try to stay in third place, they have got to get above 500. A win here on the board would be huge, and then we see what the 10-minute ticker will do. We go to the top of the third. Well, Browning did give up 36 home runs in 88 there, Brian. He had a good 341 is a good year. It is, but he did give up the homers. 3-1, top of the third. Leading off for the Giants will be the pitcher, Rick Reuschel, a 110 average and 3 RBIs. The Steeler fan hitting the sauce early. Ooh. MBMP comes through. Browning with the pitch. Browning, 3-1 against the righty. That's an out. And it'll be a fly out to left. That'll be handled by Snyder for the first out. Here comes Brett. I don't give a damn Butler. And he is 0 for 1. Browning, he'll go ahead and pitch. Browning, 5-2, strikeout 5. Yep, swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is strikeout number 2 for Browning. He had 124 of them in 88. And Butler didn't strike out much, but he gets him there. Here's Thompson. Thompson is 0 for 1. If anything, if you look, yeah, he has a home run here and a home run chance here, but notice a home run chance is low here. So he figures it's a straight home run result. Browning with the pitch. Browning, 1-4. That's a walk plus. That'll be ball 4 to Thompson. And Thompson will draw a 2-out walk. Also, Riverfront Stadium gave up 146 homers in 88. He's got 6 home run cells on the ballpark card. That's another reason why he has a lot. And now the batter is Clark. Clark hit a bomb his first time up. 2 outs, 3-1 Reds. Anything on Strat? Nope. Thompson will stay put. Browning, now got to be careful with Clark. Clark already has a bomb in the game. Fans here at Riverfront know what's at stake tonight. Browning, 5-5. Wild pitch. Nope, ball 1. Browning, 2-6. That's a walk plus, and that 17 will walk Clark. So another walk given up by Browning. He had 61 of them in 88. 2 consecutive walks, and now the batter is Mitchell. And Mitchell is 0 for 1, and if you're not careful, Mitchell will send one out of here. 2 outs. Strategy roll. Nothing on the 2. Nope, yep, nothing on the 2. Thompson stays at second base. Browning will pitch to Mitchell. Fans here hoping he can get out of the inning. Browning, 4-6 against the righty. That's a blank. Mitchell, 2-1, and it's a pop fly ball in the infield. It's a pop fly to short. Getting under it is Larkin. He's waving everybody off, and he will make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except a couple of walks. Still 3-1 in favor of the Redlegs. Reuschel back on the mound. And here comes Paul O'Neill, and he's 0 for 1. 3-1 Reds. Bottom of the third. Reuschel, 5-1. Walk, 18. That's high. O'Neill, 1-6. That's a ground out to second base. Taken care of there easily by Thompson. Here comes Snyder. Snyder, who Brian B. called a bomb and actually started the second inning and scored a run. So maybe you owe Van Snyder an apology. Reuschel, 6-3, strikeout 10. Well, maybe not now. That's an easy K. As Snyder went high and Reuschel went low, struck him out. And that's the first strikeout by Reuschel. He had 92 of them in 88. 2 down for Winningham. Winningham got a base hit his first time up. He's 1 for 1. Reuschel will go ahead, set up with the pitch. Reuschel, 5-5, strikeout, 19 is high. Winningham, 4-3, and that's a ground ball hit to second base. Once again, Thompson will take care of that. Throws it over, ends the inning. 1, 2, 3, go the Reds. 3-1 after 3. The pennant race is in full swing. The final week will begin Saturday. But we do have a game tomorrow. We will go to the top of the 4th. Reds 3-1 here. Browning back on the mound. Candy Maldonado leads off, and he got a base hit his first time up. Browning trying to settle down here. He's not doing too bad. The walks have been hurting. Browning, 4-5, strikeout 8. And that's a called strike 3 on Maldonado. Should have swung at that one. And that is a third strikeout for Browning. As Maldonado, that was a beautiful pitch, a nice curve that actually hit the middle of the plate. Here's Melvin, who barely missed a big-time home run. Instead, he lined out into a double play. He's 0 for 1. Browning, 1-3. Pitcher result, 1. Yep, that's going to be an out against the righty, and that's going to be a ground ball hit to short. Larkin will handle that and toss it over. 2 down. 2 outs. When I mean by pitcher result, people, that means I'm checking this section right here. Double question mark is what I call a pitcher result. Here comes Spire. Spire got a base hit his first time up. But now 2 outs here. Browning, he'll go ahead and pitch. Browning, 5-2, strikeout 16. That misses. Spire, 5-5, and that's a ground ball hit to second base. Oster, he'll corral it, toss it over, and another 1-2-3 inning for Tom Browning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Reds have a 3-1 lead. Anything is possible during the pennant race. We've already had a lot of exciting games, and we've had a lot of 8th and 9th inning magic so far in this pennant race in September. Reuschel gets back on the mound. Jeff Reed leads off for Cincy, and he's 0 for 1, but it was a sacrifice fly. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch. Reuschel, 2-5. That's at the park. Riverfront, 6-3. It's a home run to the pull side, but against the righty, Reed needs a 1. That's a 7, and it's going to be a fly out to the pull side. In this case, it's going to be a fly out to right, and that's out number 1. As that ball will be tracked down by Maldonado, 1 down. Here comes Oster. Oster is 1 for 1, got a base hit his first time up. Reuschel with the pitch. Reuschel, 4-4. Range play at the park. Riverfront, 3-1. That's a ground ball to second base. The ball is hit to Thompson. His range is a 3. That is a 4. It'll get past him. Oster has a base hit. Oster gets his second hit of the game. And now the batter is Browning. And the infield's going to call the corners in. Question is, does Brian B. want Browning to punt? I'll roll the strat first. That is a 1. Oster does not get the steal sign. He wouldn't get it anyway. His SB is 0. So the question is, do you want Browning to bunt? Usually when the pitcher is up, I can make an automatic bunt. He did bat 145, so what do you think there, Brian B? Should he bunt or hit away? Let him hit. Reuschel with the pitch. 3-6, range play. Could be a good call by Brian B. Browning, 5-1. It's a ground ball to second base, and that ball is hit to Thompson. At corner, he is not in. The corners are in, expecting a bunt. Thompson is not at double play depth, so he is back. So he gets full range. So his range is a 3. And that is a 5. He won't get it anyway. Base hit. Oster, base runner 2. And let's see, single past second base. Oster will hold at second base. What a hit by Browning as he hits it right past Thompson on a failed range play. Brian B., the manager for the Reds. And now they'll be back at double play depth. And here comes Larkin. Larkin is 1 for 1, a single and a hit by pitch. Strategy roll. And that is a 15. Nothing happening. Oster stays where he is. Reuschel in a jam again here on the bottom of the 4th. Reuschel with the pitch. 5-5. Strikeout 11. No. Larkin. 6-5. It's a base hit to right field. Larkin gets a single. Oster, base runner 2. Single to right, +2 is a 4. A 1-4. Oster will score. And he does. Oster comes around and he will score. Browning, that is a 4. Browning will hold at second. and Larkin gets it first. It's 4-1 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! Larkin comes through with a base hit to right field. And now the batter is Harris. Harris is 1 for 2. Not really. I'm not really following I'm following it a little bit just to see who wins, but I haven't watched really any games. It's exhibition stuff. The only thing I hope for is that none of my Mets get hurt. I don't want any of the major league players to get hurt. And the Mets already lost Quintana for until July. Browning on at second, Larkin on at first. MV joins us here at the stadium in front of the river. Reuschel in a jam, now 4-1 Reds. Strat, 8, nothing happening. Browning stays at second base. Reuschel with the pitch. Reuschel, 5-5, strikeout 11, that is high. Harris, 4-5, and it's a base hit past second base. That's a single. Will it score Browning? Yes, it will. Browning will come around from second. He will score. Larkin goes to third. Harris goes to first. It's 5-1 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! And now runners at the corners with 1 out still in the bottom of the 4th. Griffey, the batter. Reuschel is due to bat second in the 5th inning. They're going to see he's not tired yet, although he has reached his pull. But they're going to see if he can maybe get out of this inning. Here is Griffey, and he's 0 for 2. 1 out, and they're going to call the infield. They're going to stay at double play. No, they're going to call the infield in. Reuschel will go ahead and pitch to Griffey. Strat, 10, nothing happening. Harris and Larkin stay put. Reuschel will pitch. Reuschel, 1-2, walk, 17, that is high. Griffey, 3-1, and it's a ground ball to first base. Now Larkin has a base runner of 2 with the infield in. Since Brian B is here, do you send Larkin to try to score? He would score on a 1, 2, or 6. He's going to send Larkin, and the Giants are going to try to go for him. A 1, 2, or 6, he is safe. It is a 1. It's not going to be in time. Larkin will slide in safely and score. Harris moves to second, and Griffey moves to first. It's 6-1 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! And that's it for Reuschel, as the Giants are going to go ahead and yank him out, as he is done. As right now, the 4th inning is not going to be good for him. Here is Paul O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 2. Infield back to double play depth. And the Giants will go to the bullpen here. And let's see who they're going to go with. And they got left coming up, so they're going to bring on a lefty. And since it is the early innings, I can pretty bring out one. Coming on to pitch for the Giants will be Roger Samuels. 1 win, 2 losses, a 3.47 ERA. Samuels will be the second Giants pitcher. In that situation, always send him. If he is out, you still have 2 base runners. I sometimes wonder about that. But he does have a 4 on it. He does have a 4 base running one. If he had a 3, I would have rolled to see if he does that. Harris on at second, Griffey on at first. Strat, 19. And O'Neill actually gets the bunt sign, but he'll swing. Although you're not wrong, Brian B. That's a lot of people do that. So you happen to be right in that case. Samuels, 3-3. That's an out. And that's going to be a fly out to right. And that is going to be caught by Maldonado for out number 2. Harris will not try to go to third. He will stay put. Actually, you know what? He might. That's a fly out to right. So his base runner is a 1. And then Maldonado's a +1 arm. A 1 or a 2, Harris will take third. It's a 5. He doesn't go anyway, so he stays put. But now 2 outs, and here comes Snyder. Snyder is 1 for 2 here. Infield is now back. Reds all over the Giants, 6-1. Remember, the Reds did win this game historically. Strategy roll first, and that's a 15, nothing happening. Samuels will pitch. Samuels, 3-6, range play. Snyder, 3-1. It's a ground ball to first. The ball is hit to Clark. His range is a 3. That is a 5. And it's going to be a double hit down the line for Van Snyder. Double down the line. Harris comes around. He will score. Griffey automatically goes to third. Snyder to second. 7-1 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! Van Snyder is going to be the new hometown hero for the Cincinnati Reds. Van Snyder is going to be, Brian B. is going to put Van Snyder into the Reds Hall of Fame. And here's Winningham. Winningham is 1 for 2. And let's see what he does here. Still 2 outs, 7-1 Reds. Samuels will go ahead and pitch. Strategy rolls are still active. And that is a 7, nothing happening. Samuels will pitch. Samuels, 4-3, strikeout plus, and the 17 will get him. And that finally ends the inning. But the Reds send up 9 players, 4 runs on 6 hits. And the Reds now lead at 7-1 after 5. As Van Snyder, I heard that Brian B. is going to put Van Snyder into the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame after tonight's game. Time for a station break. This is the RJL Network. Be right back. We go to the top of the 5th inning. Leading off for the Giants will be Jose Uribe, and he is 0 for 1. Browning now has a nice 6-run cushion here to start the top of the 5th. Dice clock violation. Yeah, I know, right? Browning, 6-3, error on a throw. Uribe, 1-2. That's a ground ball hit to third. That ball is hit to Harris. His error rating is a 0. He will throw to first and make the play, 1 out. So that's a ground ball right there. Pinch hitter coming up for Samuels as he will come out of the game. And let's see who they're going to bring on to bat. And it will be, coming on to pinch hit for the Giants will be Ernie Riles. 277 average, 4 homers, 37 RBIs. He will pinch hit here in the top of the 5th. 7-1 Reds, looking at a blowout, but even Brian B. knows that no lead is safe an inside pitch. Browning, 2-5, strikeout 14, that's high. Riles, 3-1, that's a base hit. He slaps that one past short, and that will come on there, and he'll have a single. As the Giants are trying to put some kind of rally together, here comes the Butler. He's 0 for 2, infield double play. Strategy rolls are now off. Pitcher versus batter. Browning, 6-1. That's a blank. He's not tired. Butler, 1-1. That's a line drive to first. Do they go ahead and get Riles too? Yes, they do. That's going to be an L3 unassisted. It's hit right to Griffey. He makes the play, and he tags out Riles, and that retires a side. L3 unassisted double play. No runs and a hit for the Giants as Butler hit that right to Griffey, and he makes a great play at first base to end the inning. Any house rules for players with 0 ratings, so there's at least some chance of an error? No, if it's a zero, I usually do not mess with ratings, Justin. Whatever the rating is the rating I go with. Even if everybody disagrees with it across the board, that's the rating he has on the card. That's the rating I go with. So no, if it's a 0, he cannot make an error. I do not mess with Chris's ratings. His ratings are done that way for a reason, and I've never argued his ratings. If he wants to change his rating on me and let me know, that's fine. Until I hear some note, whatever I get, it's what it is. I've had a lot of people get mad that some of his ratings are wrong. You know what? The thing about it is, every game engine has some ratings issues, no matter what it is, from APA to Stratomatic to payoff pitch to inside pitch, whatever. I do not mess with his ratings. I leave him alone. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 7-1 Reds. Leading off will be Jeff Reed. Reed is 0 for 2. Giants need a pitcher. I always tell people, too, if you don't like the ratings, like if you think Don Mattingly doesn't get a high enough rating, change it. Go ahead. Do it. It's your game. Giants need a pitcher. They're going to go switch left here. And coming on to pitch for the Giants is going to be Joe Price. 1 win, 6 losses, 4 saves, a 3.94 ERA. Price is the 3rd Giants pitcher. So in the bottom of the 5th inning, 7-1 Reds. Price with the pitch. Price, 3-1, blank. Reed, 3-5. That's a ground out to short. Uribe will go ahead and handle that and toss it over. 1 down. Next up is Oster. Oster's having a good night tonight. He's 2 for 2. Price will go ahead and pitch. Price, 4-1. That's a blank. Oster, 4-3. This time he hits a fly out to left. And Kevin Mitchell, he'll range over and get it, and that's out number 2. 2 outs for Browning. Browning will bat. He'll stay in the game. And he's actually 1 for 2 tonight. You ever played it? Eric Davis will not be a 2 in center field. As I said, as like David Baseball Demo says, play the game you want the way you choose to play it. Price, 1-3, strikeout 4, swing and a miss, struck him out. He gets Browning, and that's a 1-2-3 inning on the Reds. After 5, it is still 7-1. I know people have issues with ratings and stuff. And you know what? Fine. You have issues with splits. Fine. I like the game just the way it is. I made a couple of house rules, but no changes to the main rules. My house rules usually concern lineups, pitching changes, and that kind of thing. We go to the top of the 6th, and Browning gets back on the mound. He can pitch he's still got plenty in the tank. Robbie Thompson leads off for the Giants. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And right now the Reds are 7-1. How was ID Jester visit? How was health? Did you argue a lot? Oh, that's right. You weren't there for the game where I actually stated my opinion on ID Jester. Nick, he was terrific. He was awesome. His health is fine. No, we didn't argue. Yes, I did talk Azir off because of course I do. We had a great time at the ball game. I was so honored to meet him, Nick. Just like I'd be honored to meet any of you guys in there. Browning with the pitch. Browning, 3-5, possible error. Thompson, 5-1. That's not going to be an error. It's hit to 3rd. That's going to be picked up by Harris. Thompson's base running rating's a 3. The throw to first. In time, they got Thompson. 1 out. And that'll be a ground out to 3rd. No error on Thompson there. And now the batter is Clark. Clark started this game pretty much with a bomb. He is 1 for 1, but since then, Tom Browning has settled down and has owned the Giants the rest of the way. Browning will pitch. Browning, 1-4. That's a walk plus, and that will be ball 4. Clark will trot to first. Another walk issued to Clark. He's walked twice now. And the batter now is Mitchell. Mitchell is 0 for 2. Rod's Tabletop Hoops joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Good to see you, sir. 1 out. Infield is at double play. Strategy rolls are off. Browning with the pitch. 3-6 against the righty. That's an out. And that's going to be a fly out to left field. Snyder will get to that one, and he'll put it away. 2 down. Maldonado is up next, and he's 1 for 2. Clark still on at first. Reds have a 7-1 lead here in this big game against the Giants. Reds trying to get to 1 game under 500 and then get help from the ticker. Browning, 4-6 against the righty. That is a blank. Maldonado, 4-6, and that's a fly ball hit the right field. Paul O'Neill will measure it, and he will make the catch and retire the side. Nothing across except a walk, and the Reds are owning the G-men today, 7-1. Bottom of the 6th. Joe Price, he will stay on the mound. And Barry Larkin leads off for the Redlegs, and he is 2 for 2. 2 singles and got hit by a pitch. 7-1 Reds. Price sets up and he pitches. Price, 4-3, strikeout 7. That is high. Larkin, 6-4, and against the lefty, that's going to be a double, bouncing off the wall in left field. Larkin comes around first, slides into second. And the Reds came to hit today. So Larkin on at second with a leadoff double. The batter now is Harris. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles, but then again, that's what you get with a hitter that batted .372. He only played in 16 games for the Reds in '88, though. And Browning gets tired. Randy St. Clair is losing. Okay. Larkin on at second base. Strategy rolls are off. Price with the pitch. 5-1. Strikeout 5. Called strike 3 on Harris. That was a nice curve. Harris didn't offer at it, and he should have. That's a strikeout. And that's 1 down. Barely got him, but he did. Here's Griffey. Griffey is 1 for 3 today. And Price is not tired yet, but he will be after Griffey. 1 out. Fans here at Riverfront enjoying the ball game. Price with the pitch. Price, 5-6. Strikeout 17 is high. Griffey, 6-2, and it's a ground ball hit to third base. That'll be hauled by Spire. He'll throw to first for out number 2. Larkin stays at second. So now 2 outs, and here comes O'Neill. O'Neill is 0 for 3. Price is tired. They're going to let him pitch here to see if he can get out of this inning. Reds lead 7-1. Giants have a 3-game lead on the Astros in the NL West. Reds are in third, but they're 2 games under 500. Price will go ahead and pitch. Price, 4-3, strikeout 11. Yes, called strike 3 on O'Neill. He can't believe it, but he's a 10 against lefties, +1 is an 11, and that was right on the paint, and O'Neill's going to have to go ahead and take a seat and end the inning. No runs and a hit for the Reds as they waste the leadoff double, but they have a 7-1 lead here after 6. As Big Clue joins us here at Riverfront. I don't think he was here. Did I say he was here yet? No, you did not. Big Clue joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. I didn't think Big Clue would miss a Reds game. Been listening. Well, at least say you're here. Dang. I don't mind lurkers, but lurkers are great. I love lurkers because I know you just like to listen. But if it's one, I always like to say if it's your favorite team is batting, playing, just at least say something. Say hi. That'd be fine by me. We go to the top of the seventh, 7-1 Reds. Browning, he still has 5 batters left in the tank. Bob Melvin leading off for the Giants, and he is 0 for 2. But now the Giants got to start bringing in some players here. And let's see what they want to do. You know what? Nope, they're going to let Melvin swing. You're down 7-1, though. Browning will go ahead and make the pitch. Lucas McCain joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Browning, 6-4, error on a grounder. Melvin, 4-5. That's a fly out to left. Won't be an error. Snyder will get to it, and he will make the catch. Out number 1. And Van Snyder is now Brian B's favorite player. Van Snyder is 2 for 3 tonight, a single and a double. Here is Spire. Spire is 1 for 2. May see a pinch hitter for him. Spire is at third base. And let's see. Or will they pinch hit for him? If he had runners on base, you know what? No. Spire will go ahead and bat against Browning, 1 out, as D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer, joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Browning with the pitch. Browning, 4-2. That's at the park. Riverfront, 4-4. That's a ground out to first base. Griffey will handle that, taking himself 2 down. 2 men down, and the batter will now be Uribe. Uribe is 0 for 2. Browning will go ahead and pitch. Browning, 3-5, possible error. Uribe, 4-4. That's a fly ball hit to right field. Going after it is O'Neill. His error rating is a 3. That's a 10. He'll settle under it, make the catch, and retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Giants. Since the home run in the first inning, Tom Browning has been marvelous, as he's only scattered 3 hits since the homer. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Sing, take me out to the ball game. I'll be right back. Don't forget, we got a huge 10-minute ticker coming up after tonight's game. Tomorrow night will be September 24th, and it's going to be the final day of the pennant race, and then the final week will begin on Saturday. There'll be no game Friday, and of course, Friday, Baseball with the Demos will do his Game of the Week selection show. But tomorrow night, we're going to go to Busch Stadium. We're going to go to the National League East, and we got a big game there as the New York Mets will take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Can the Mets knock the Cardinals out? The Mets got to go ahead and continue to win here. They're in second place in the National League East. Second place is big because they would be the 3rd seed if they get there and avoid the wild card. David West will be pitching for the Mets, and Larry McWilliams will go for the Cardinals. So we got a big game coming up tomorrow night at Busch Stadium. The Mets and the Cardinals will be tomorrow night's game on Inside Pitch. What time is the baseball demo show? He'll probably do it at night. He hasn't told me when it will be. He's got 2 more days to let us know. Of course, if he shows up in the chat, he could let us know yet. Okay. And the selection show will be Friday. because tomorrow I'm going to play the end of the pennant race, and there'll be no game Friday night. So the final week of the 88 season will begin on Saturday, and that is just one game per 1 day of baseball. Bottom of the seventh, Reds lead 7-1. Van Snyder leading off for the Reds. That's going to be it for Joe Price. He is done. And they got left coming up. Let's see if the Giants are going to stay with a lefty, and I think they will. Let's see who they want here. And yeah, they will. Coming on to pitch for the Giants is going to be Atlee Hammaker. 9 wins, 5 losses, 5 saves, a 3.73 ERA. Atlee Hammaker will be the 4th Giants pitcher. Van Snyder is leading off. Brian B., do you want him to bat? This is the 7th inning. I don't know if you want him to bat or not. Chris Sabo would take his place. Well, no, he wouldn't take his place. I'd probably use Chris Sabo to pinch hit. But you're up 7-1, and I know Van Snyder right now is your favorite player of all time. So you want him to bat? You got a 6-run lead. Bat him. Okay. As we know, Brian B., he said Van Snyder was a bum. Now he says Van Snyder is his favorite Red of all time. Forget Pete Rose. Forget Joe Morgan. Forget Tom Browning, Chris Sabo, Barry Larkin. Brian B. is now a big-time Van Snyder fan. Hammaker with the pitch. 6-5. That is a blank. Snyder... 1-4, and he hits one to center field. That's a 5, and that's going to be a base hit for Van Snyder. Snyder's going to have a 3-for-4 night. Van Snyder gets a base hit off of Hammaker, and he goes to first. Batter now is Winningham. So we all now have our own players. Mine is Harold Baines. And, of course, Steeler fan, you know he's in love with Bill Swift. Okay? So everybody has to have that one. And, of course, what is it? Rayford Floyd is baseball demos, is that kind of thing. So, you know. So, remember, we know Steeler fan loves Bill Swift. He has a big-time picture of Bill Swift on his wall. Here's Winningham. Winningham is 1 for 3. Infield is at double play depth. Reds have a 7-1 lead. There's no strategy roll. Hammaker, 5-1. Walk plus 16. Yep, that's ball 4. So Hammaker comes in, gives up a base hit, and now a walk. And this game's getting a little bit out of hand for the G-men. Here comes Reed. That's not a nice thing to say about Bill Swift. He's your favorite player, Matt. Reed is 0 for 3. Infield still a double play. Hammaker coming in here, but doesn't look like he's got it. Hammaker with the pitch. 3-1. That's a blank. Reed. 2-2. And that's a base hit past third. That'll be a single. Snyder, however, not very fast. He's going to have to hold at third. And the bases are loaded. And the Reds are looking to put a hurt on the Giants in this game. Batter now is Oster. And Oster is 2 for 3. He's got 2 singles. Giants are going to call the infield in. Down 7-1. But this game's getting away from them right now. As they bring in Atlee Hammaker. And right now, the Reds are just hitting him all over the place. Fans here at Riverfront Stadium enjoying the ball game. Hammaker with the pitch. Let's see here. Hammaker 6-4. That's a blank. Oster 5-5. That's a fly ball to center field. That's going to be caught by Butler for 1 out. Oster, sacrifice fly of 2. That is a 1. Snyder will come in and he will score. Winningham, his base runner is a 3. Butler +1 is a 4, -2 to center. Winningham a 1 or 2. He'll take third and he'll stay at second base. But Oster goes ahead and brings in Snyder on a sacrifice fly. It is now 8-1 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! Sacrifice fly to center. And now the batter is the pitcher, Tom Browning. Browning still has 2 more batters he can face before he tires. Question is, Brian, do you want Browning to bat? Do you think maybe he goes for the complete game since he's got a 7-run lead? Let you make the call there. What do you think? Bat him? He says hit him. Okay, Browning will come on to bat, and he is 1 for 3 actually tonight. Infield back at double play depth. Strategy rolls are off, so there's not going to be a bunt. Hammaker will pitch. Hammaker, 6-5. That is a blank. Browning, 1-4. That's a fly ball to center field. And Butler will get to that one for out number 2. Winningham, once again, a 1 or a 2. He'll take third. And it's a 6. Another 6. It could be an out. And he'll stay at second base. So Winningham thought about going to third, but he stays put. 2 down now for Larkin. Larkin having a great night. 3 for 3, and he got hit by a pitch. 2 singles, a double. 2 singles and a double, and a hit batter. 2 outs. Reds now lead 8-1. Hammaker will go ahead and pitch. Hammaker, 5-2, strikeout 4. He just missed him. Larkin, 6-1, and it's a line drive right to second base. Thompson gloves it, and that retires the side. Hit hard, but right at Thompson. 1 run on 2 hits and a sacrifice fly, and the Reds have a snowman on the scoreboard. It's 8-1. We go to the top of the 8th. Reds all over it today. Atlee Hammaker was the leadoff batter. They're gonna take him out of there. And coming on to pinch it for the Giants will be Mike Aldretti, 267 average, 3 homers, 50 RBIs. Aldretti will pinch it for Hammaker here. Top of the 8th, 8-1. And here comes the pitch. Browning, 5-4. Against the lefty, that's a blank. Aldretti, 6-4. That's a fly out to left. Snyder will get to it and put it away. 1 out. One down, and here comes the Butler did it. Butler is 0 for 3 today. Butler is 0 for 3. Browning will be tired after Butler. Browning, 6-3, error on a throw. Butler, 6-6. That's a ground ball hit to first. The ball is hit to Griffey. His error rating is a 7. That's a 16. He won't make an error. Browning comes over. Griffey throws it to him, and that gets him 2 down. So Butler now 0 for 4 tonight, and now here's Thompson. Browning is now tired. So now if he hits a fatigue result, he'll be out of the game. Browning will go ahead and pitch to Thompson. There are now 2 outs. Browning sets up and he pitches. Browning, 1-2 against the righty. That is a blank. Thompson, 4-2, and it's a line drive to first, right to Griffey, side retired. 1-2-3 goes Browning. He is pitching an absolute gem tonight. And I got 21 people watching this game, and that is awesome. Still 8-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. With a huge 10-minute ticker coming up. Lenny Harris will lead off for the Reds. Giants need a pitcher. And let's see who they're going to bring out to pitch. And it is going to be... Coming on to pitch for the Giants will be Craig Lefferts. 3 wins, 8 losses, 11 saves, a 2.92 ERA. 3 straight lefties coming up, so the Giants will go with another left-hander. As Craig Lefferts will be the 5th Giants pitcher. Bottom of the 8th, 8-1 Reds. They're having a good game tonight. Lefferts, 2-4 against the lefty. Strikeout. The 17 is high. Harris, 1-1, and it's a ground out to the pitcher. Lefferts will up with it and toss it over to first for the out. Next up is Griffey. Griffey is 1-for-4 tonight. Lefferts, he sets up with the pitch. Lefferts, 1-4, range play. Griffey, 5-4. That's a single past second base, but it's a range play for Thompson. He hasn't made much today. His range is a 3, and he's not going to get that one either. That's a base hit. Griffey hits it right past Thompson. Second hit of the game for the old-timer. And now O'Neill. O'Neill is 0-for-4. He's looking for his first hit of the ball game. Infield is at double play. Lefferts will go ahead and pitch to O'Neill. Lefferts, 6-2. Home run result. O'Neill needs a 4. That is an 11. It is too high. So I hit the board here, which really irritates me when I do. Too high. O'Neill gets the swing, though. 6-5, but he does slice a double into left field. Griffey, base runner 2. Double to left field, -1. The only way Griffey scores is on a 1. It's a 6. There could be an out. Griffey coming around third. Left fielder is Mitchell. His arm rating a 1-3. It is a 6. Griffey will hold back at third base. O'Neill will stop at second as the Reds are looking for some insurance. But that is the first hit of the game for Paul O'Neill as he finally gets on the board. And now runners at second and third for Brian B's favorite player of all time, Van Snyder. Snyder is 3-for-4, 2 singles and a double, scored twice. Brian B called this guy a bum at the start of the game, and Van Snyder has now made Brian B a full-time fan. Runners at second and third, the infield will come in. The Giants do not want any more runs to score. Lefferts with the pitch. Lefferts, 4-3, strikeout 6, and he got Snyder, and I know Brian B will be devastated. Struck him out. And that is out number 2. And now here comes Winningham. Winningham is 1-for-3, has a single. Lefferts trying to get out of this inning with not giving up any runs here, but the Reds are threatening. 8-1, bottom of the 8th. Fans here at the stadium at the front of the river, hoping that Winningham can come through. Lefferts, 4-6 against the lefty, walk, and that 3 is ball 4, and the bases are loaded. So Winningham walks again, and now the batter is Jeff Reed. Reed is 1-for-4. You got a 7-run lead. I just don't think you take him out. And he's not a bad catcher behind the plate. Let him hit. Bases are loaded. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Reds looking for more. Lefferts steps in there. He'll pitch to Reed. Here comes the pitch. Lefferts, 5-2. Home run chance against the lefty. A 1-4. The 18 is high. Reed would have had a very difficult chance of getting it, though. Reed, 5-2, and instead he hits a ball to right field. That is a 5, and Reed's going to come through with a single to right. Griffey will come in to score. O'Neill, base runner 4. Single to right, +2 is a 6. O'Neill comes in to score. Winningham, base runner 4 with 2 outs. Single to right, +3. +3, that is a 6. Winningham goes to third, Reed to first, and it's a 2-run RBI single by Reed. 10-1 Reds. Stadium cheers. Yay! As the Reds now take a 10-1 lead here on a 2 RBI single by Reed, which scores 2 runs. And now runners at the corners with 2 outs. And the batter is Oster, and that's it for Lefferts. So Lefferts comes in, and he can't do anything here. And we'll see a new pitcher for the Giants. And they're just trying to get out of this inning now. And coming on to pitch will be Larry Sorensen. No wins, no losses, 2 saves, a 4.68 ERA. Sorensen is now the 6th Giants pitcher. 2 outs, bottom of the 8th. Reds all over the Giants, 10-1. Fans here at Riverfront are enjoying this ball game here. Sorensen with the pitch. Sorensen, 1-4. That's a blank. Oster, who's having a good night. He's 2 for 4. Oster, 5-6. But this is a fly out to left field. And getting in there will be Mitchell. And he will make the catch and retire the side. 2 runs on 3 hits for the Reds and a walk. They have a 10-1 lead after 8. But will we see some 9th inning magic? I know Brian B. may want to see some 9th inning magic. 10-1 Reds. Tom Browning's going to try to go the distance. He can pitch. He's tired, but he's going to try to get the complete game here. Will the Thrill Clark leads off for San Fran. He is 1 for 1, a home run, and he's walked twice. That home run is the only run of the game for the Giants. Top of the 9th, 10-1 Reds. Browning with the pitch. Browning, 5-1, range play at the park. Riverfront, 4-1, at the ground ball to first. That ball is hit to Griffey. His range is a 2. That is a 5. It'll be a base hit. And that's going to be hit down the line, and that's going to go into the corner. And Clark's going to get a leadoff double. So a double for Clark, and he will hold at second base. The batter now is Mitchell. 6-run difference option is now in effect for the Giants. I will not try extra bases until they get closer. Browning will pitch to Mitchell. No strategy rolls. Browning trying to get the distance. Browning with the pitch. 6-1. And that's going to be a base hit right past the pitcher. And that's going to get Browning out of the game. Clark will come around from second. He will score. That's a single past the pitcher. Mitchell goes to first. It's now 10-2. And that will do it for Tom Browning as he is now exhausted. And that will do it. But what a job he did today. And coming on to pitch for the Reds will be Randy St. Clair. 1 win, no losses, no saves. A 3.86 ERA. St. Clair will now be the Reds pitcher. It's now 10-2. Mitchell on at first. The batter is Maldonado. He'll bat. Maldonado is, Maldonado is 0 for 3. RBI single by Mitchell. As Steeler fan says, the block dragon. Mitchell on it first. Randy St. Clair will pitch to Maldonado. Infield double play. St. Clair with the pitch. St. Clair 2-1. That's a pitcher result, but the 12 is too high. Maldonado 5-2. It's a ground ball to short. 3-1-2. Second base pivot. Oster 0. 1-2 double play. No. Mitchell thrown out at second base. Maldonado takes first. 1 out. Fielder's choice. The batter now is Bob Melvin, but we'll see a pinch hitter for him. And if this game goes any further, Kurt Manwaring will take over at catcher. But now the Giants are going to bring out some batters and try to get some hits. And we're also in the ninth inning, so anybody can come up to bat. Coming on to bat for the Giants will be Donnell Nixon. 346 average, no homers, 6 RBIs. Maldonado on at first. St. Clair will pitch. St. Clair, 2-2, strikeout 16, no. Nixon, 2-3, and that's a base hit past the pitcher. That'll be a single. Maldonado, he will hold at second base, though, as Nixon comes off the bench and slaps one past the pitcher. Here come the Giants. Next batter is Spire, and I think we'll see a pinch hitter for him as well. Spire is at third. And Matt Williams will take over at third base if this game goes any further. But Spire is not going to pinch hit. And let's see who the Giants have. Coming on to pinch hit for the Giants will be Joel Youngblood. How many years was he in the league? Joel Youngblood, 252 average, no homer, 16 RBIs. Youngblood will pinch it against St. Clair. Bob's Tabletop Sports joins us here at Riverfront Stadium. Runners at first and second, 10-2 now. St. Clair, and let's see how he's doing on bat. I think he can still pitch to 4 more batters before tiring. St. Clair will pitch to Youngblood. St. Clair, 1-2, error on a grounder. Youngblood, 1-4. Nope, that's going to be a fly out to right. O'Neill will get to that, make the catch for out number 2. Maldonado will not try to go anywhere. He will stay put. Now the batter is Jose Uribe, and he is going to bat. He is 0 for 3. Uribe will now bat with runners at first and second. 10-2 Reds. This is a big game. This is big for the Reds. They get to within one game of 500. They're holding third. Their chances of making the postseason is still very possible, but they need help. Maldonado on at second. Nixon on at first. St. Clair sets up with the pitch. 2-4. That's at the park. Riverfront Stadium. 1-5. That ball is hit to right field. That is a 13, and that's going to be a fly ball to right field. Getting over there is O'Neill. He takes a couple of steps towards the foul line. Puts out his glove. Block. And the ball falls into it. That's your game. Reds will beat the Giants tonight. 10-2. They actually doubled up the historical score, which was 5-1. Stadium cheers. Yay! 1 run on 3 hits for the Giants, but the Reds get a big win here, 10-2. They're now 75-76, and the Giants now drop to 83-69. As this game belongs to the Reds. Big victory for the Reds in this one. They absolutely needed it. And we'll see what happens now as a huge ticker coming up. Final line score is next. For the Reds, 10 runs on 16 hits and no errors. For the Giants, 2 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher is Tom Browning. He'll go ahead and get the win. He pitched a beautiful game tonight. Rick Reuschel takes the loss. No save on the board. Although I will give Randy St. Clair a hold. Even though I don't think it was matter anyway. A big win for the Reds, but now can they use that win to get them above 500? 10-minute ticker coming up. Reds games outdraws Yankees on the board. I don't know. Maybe so. I don't know. Maybe so. is now time for the 10-minute ticker, brought to you by FastScore Baseball. Brian Davis actually went ahead and left a column in one of the games, and he actually said to me, do I actually keep track of the standings with the 10-minute ticker throughout the year? The answer to the question is yes, but not weekly standings, of course. I do them in chunks, as you guys pretty much know. Like, here's the standings so far for the 88 season. I told them to maybe watch my season review and reveal show when I'm done with the postseason, so we can get a closer look. I also told them to watch the season review and reveal shows from the other seasons as well, because I always show that. So the Reds go ahead and bomb the Giants tonight, 10-2. But now we got a huge 10-minute ticker, and let's see what happens here on September 21st. Milwaukee at California. The Brewers are 2 games back of Detroit. The Angels are three losses away from 80 losses, and right now the Angels are 2 losses away from 80 losses. Milwaukee 1765, and that is 10. Angels 644, and that is 4. That's a win for the Brewers. The Angels now can lose only 1 more game and not get out. Cleveland at Detroit. The Tigers are game and a half ahead of Toronto for 3rd, only a half game back of the Yankees for 2nd. Cleveland 9-15, and that is 1. Tigers 8-16, and that is 2. The Tigers will hold it, and they will stay where they're at least. Depends what happens with the Yankees. The Yankees have been slumping lately. Baltimore at the Yankees. Orioles 7-54, and that is 5. Yankees 16-36, and that is also 5. They will have to go to extras. Baltimore rolls a 2 plus 0. Yankees roll a 1 plus 0. The Orioles will beat the Yankees again. The Detroit Tigers have now moved into 2nd. Minnesota at Oakland. The Athletics have already clinched the American League West. They cannot do any worse, but they're chasing the Reds. They're only a half game back of Boston for the number 1 seed in the American League. Minnesota 10-22, and that is 2. Oakland 19-53, and that is 7. And the Athletics at this moment have a half game lead for number 1. Kansas City at Seattle. The Royals are a full game back at Minnesota, but with Minnesota losing, they're now a half game back. Kansas City 8-24. That's not going to do it. That's 2. Mariners have been playing major spoiler in this last month. 265, that is 7. And the Royals lose another bad game. White Sox at Texas, the game is meaningless. White Sox 9-11, that's 0. Texas 651, and that is 4, and that's a win for the Rangers. Boston at Toronto, big series. The Red Sox have been scorching hot. Toronto still chasing Detroit, now chasing the Yankees for 3rd. Boston 1561, they're going to stay hot. That is 7. Toronto 9-24, and that is 2. Another win for the Red Sox. Montreal and the Cubs. The Expos have now dropped to 3rd in the National League East, a full game back of my Mets. Montreal 8-53, and that is 5. Cubs 9-15, and that is 1. That's a win for the Expos. Atlanta and the Astros. Now with the Giants loss, can the Astros gain a full game on them here in the National League West? Atlanta and the Astros. The Astros, however, have also been slumping a little bit. Atlanta 6-45, and that is 4. Astros 9-55, and that is 6. And the Astros are now 2 games back of the Giants. Padres and the Dodgers. The Padres, with the Reds win, They are now 2 games back of the Reds for third. But the Padres and the Dodgers both have 77 losses. Okay, and this is a big-time doubleheader. Game 1. San Diego 6-16, and that is 1. Dodgers 2-43, and that is 3. The Dodgers will win the first game. Game number 2. Padres 10-62, and that is 7. Dodgers 7-52, and that is 5. They will split the twin bill. That really didn't help either team. Phillies and the Mets. The Mets are now a half game still ahead of Montreal for second place. The Mets are 6.5 back of the Pirates for the division. I don't think the Mets will get there, but the Mets got to win to stay a full game ahead of the Expos. Philadelphia 4-43, and that is 3. Mets 1952, and that is 7. And another happy recap for the Mets. The Mets have actually been red hot as well. Pirates and the Cardinals. Can the Cardinals actually do the Mets a favor and knock the Pirates out down by 1 notch? The Cardinals, however, they are still 4.5 back of third. They're running out of time. Pirates 9-55, and that is 6. Cardinals 5-33, and that is 3. That's another win for the Pirates, and the Cardinals, they're also slumping. On to September 22nd, Detroit at Baltimore. Yes, and the Mets also, and yes, I will let you guys know how many games were played. The Mets only played 160 games in 1988. They did not play 162. So I do know that the Mets were missing 2 games. There were 2 games they didn't get to play against the Braves. And no, I am not adding games. It is as played season. So yes, I will mention that at the start of the final week, how many games each team played. And remember, it is percentage points that win it. Detroit at Baltimore. Detroit 10-25, and that is 3. Orioles 4-56, and that is 5. The Orioles continue to spoil. Minnesota at California. Minnesota still trying to hold on to second. The Angels are trying to hold on for dear life. Minnesota 17-36, and that is 5. Angels 6-54, and that is also 5. They will tie. They will tie. Let's see. Minnesota rolls a 6. -1 is 5. California rolls a 3 plus 0. That's going to be a win for the Twins. And right now, the Angels are at, I believe they are at, right? They are. The Angels are at 80 losses. 1 more loss, and they are automatically eliminated. Giants and the Reds. A big game here between the Giants and the Reds. Can the Reds pull off another victory? A win here, they're back to 500. San Francisco only 2 games ahead of the Astros. Giants 15-46, and that is 6. Reds 7-32, and that is 3. And the Giants will get 1 game back. Braves and the Astros. Can the Astros stay with the Giants? Now that the Giants won, Houston needs to win it. Atlanta 5-35, and that is 3. Astros 13-41, and that is 5. And the Astros will stay with the G-Men. Padres and the Dodgers. Both teams are now at 78 losses. San Diego and the Dodgers. Dodgers hoping they can still get there. Padres 3-15, and that is 1. Dodgers 4-51, and that is 4. And that's a win for the Dodgers. They are still hanging in there, but just barely. Phillies and the Mets. The Mets are a full game ahead of Montreal. Mets are a full game ahead of Montreal for second place. A win here, they'll gain a half game on them. And the Pirates. Phillies 5-22, and that is 2. Mets 14-42, and that is 5. Another happy recap for the Mets. They're now a game and a half ahead of the Expos. Now on to September 23rd. Lots of big games here going on. Detroit taking on Baltimore. Detroit minus 10-24, and that is 0. I guess they're not supposed to win that one. Baltimore 4-34, and that is 3, and that's a win for the Orioles. The Orioles are playing some major spoiler. Minnesota at California. A California loss eliminates them from the postseason. Minnesota still holding on to second in the AL West. Minnesota 14-41, and that is 5. Angels 16-24, and that is 3. Minnesota beats the Angels. The Angels now have 81 losses. They are out. Which means Minnesota and Kansas City are automatically in second and third place. All they got to do now is just stay above 500. Kansas City and the White Sox, which means already they clinch a postseason berth, but they still have to finish above 500. Kansas City and the White Sox. Kansas City 11-21, and that is 2. White Sox 7-25, and that's also 2. Can the White Sox give the Royals a bad loss? Kansas City 5, minus 2 is 3. White Sox 6, plus 3 is 9, and they will. The White Sox give the Royals a bad loss. They're still above 500 though. But with California out, Minnesota and Kansas City are in the playoffs, but still must get over 500. Toronto at Cleveland. The Blue Jays now a chance to take third from Detroit. Toronto 10-62, and that is 7. Cleveland 6-62, and that is 6. And I think Toronto just took third place away from the Tigers. Not 100% sure. I have to check, but I think they did because Detroit lost to Baltimore, and then Detroit Detroit lost 2 games tonight, and Toronto, I think that they did win 2 games. No, they lost to Boston. No, I think they are tied right now. We'll look at it later. Oakland at Milwaukee. The Athletics still trying to see if they can hold on to second place to try to get the first place in the league. Milwaukee hoping to still make the playoffs. Oakland 13-43, and that is 5. Milwaukee 9-43, and that is 4. And the Athletics continue to stay hot, and the Brewers cannot gain any ground. Boston and the Yankees. The Yankees are now behind the Red Sox. The Red Sox still have a big lead now in the American League East. This is a big series. Boston 16-64, and that is 9. Yankees 12-46, and that is 5. Another win for the Red Sox. Boy, talk about scorching. They are white hot. Seattle at Texas, meaningless game. Seattle 8-26, and that is 3. Rangers 7-61, and that's 6. So the Mariners can beat the good teams. They can't beat the bad teams. Cincinnati and Atlanta. Now the Reds are playing the Braves. This is a series they've got to win and should. Cincinnati against the Braves. Once again, the Reds are now 2 games under 500. Reds 16-42, and that is 5. Braves 0-63, and that is also 5. They will tie. Braves got a good roll. Big extra inning roll here. Reds roll a 3 plus 0. Atlanta rolls a 2 minus 2 is 0. And the Reds will win the ball game over Atlanta. and are now 1 game under 500. Montreal at Philadelphia. The Expos are now a game and a half back of the Mets in third. Montreal 866, and that's going to be 9. Philly 634, and that is 3. And the Expos gain a half a game on them now. Cubs and the Pirates. Pirates, let's see, they cannot clinch the division tonight. Cubs against the Pirates, but the Pirates still trying to close out the NL East. Cubs 756, and that is 6. Pirates 844, and that is 4. And the Cubs give the Pirates a loss. Astros and the Padres. The Padres right now, they are struggling, and they're falling behind. Can the Astros put another... Could the Astros put another nail in the coffin for the Padres? Astros 542, and that's 3. Padres 315, and that is 1. And the Astros will beat the Padres. Dodgers and the Giants. The Giants got to win. They got to stay ahead of the Astros. Dodgers got to win. They can't afford losses. They're still trying to stay in there. Dodgers and the Giants. A big game here. Here it comes. Dodgers 9-16, and that is 2. Giants 155, that is 4. And the Giants will beat the Dodgers and will stay ahead of the Astros. And the Dodgers now have, I believe, 78 losses. No, I'm sorry, 79 losses. Now that means they can lose no more than 1 game, and the 1988 World Series champions will not even make the postseason. Mets and the Cardinals. We have these two tomorrow night. Big game here as the Mets try to stay a game and a half out of Montreal. Mets trying to put a nail in the coffin for the Cardinals. Dr. K on the mound for the Mets. Mets 7-25, and that is 2. Cardinals 444, and that is 4. The Cardinals will beat the Mets, and now the Expos are only a half game back of them for second place. That is your 10-minute ticker. If your team won tonight, congratulations. If they didn't, there's always tomorrow. Tomorrow will be September 24th, and we will be at Busch Stadium as the New York Mets will take on the St. Louis Cardinals. David West will go for the Mets, and Larry McWilliams will go for the Cardinals. It is a big game tomorrow night. The Cardinals trying to stay alive. The Mets trying to hold on to second and avoid the wild card series. What will happen tomorrow night? West and McWilliams, Mets and Redbirds, be there or be square. John Haverly, Steeler fan, Brian B., Jeff Merklin, Texag 75. Let's see here. My Basement Media Productions. Let's see here. D. Scott Howard, the Goat Whisperer. Lucas McCain. And Justin Ludwig, Big Clue. Rod's Tabletop Hoops, Bob's Tabletop Sports. MV, Frank Wayne Scott. Doug Hunt, Frank Rosank, Jeremy Brooks. And let's see here. Let's see. And I think I got everybody there. I hope I did. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Please leave a like on the way out through the X-ray machines. Subscribe if you've not done so. And make sure you hit the bell. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay smart, stay strong. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. The Reds go ahead and put a bomb on the Giants tonight. What a win for Tom Browning. They beat the Giants 10-2. The Reds are still very much alive. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Have a good one.